Well, good evening, everyone. As Spencer said, my name is Amanda, and I'm going to be talking to you and taking this opportunity to speak a little bit about economics. Yeah. And I imagine that at least one or two of you has a little bit of a negative, visceral reaction to this word. And the reason I assume this is because that was very much my reaction. Yeah? I hated economics. And somehow this passionate hatred transformed into me dedicating my whole life to it. Yeah. So for the past decade or so, I've been trying to figure out the absurd assumptions, kind of decode the complicated language, and figure out why we seem to have such little influence over something which is so influential. Yeah? So a couple years ago, I remember sitting with my sister over her dining room table, and her talking about how she really wanted to quit her shitty job and move back to Vermont, and to really work in something which was meaningful and contributed to the world. And so obviously I asked her, why don't you just do it? She's like, well, you know, the economy is not really great right now. I should probably wait. Yeah? And I think that this is a really common perception of the economy. Yeah? A lot of us view it, like my sister, as if it's some kind of cosmic force out there. Yeah? It's ruled by numbers and really like complex words like allocative efficiency or derivatives, right? And this economic deity just goes around and determines levels of poverty or affluence and just sort of eats the earth and determines how much this good is worth and how much our house is worth and how much our own work is worth. Yeah? And this is kind of the way we tend to view it. But I have news for you. We are the economy. Yeah? It's not out there. It's right here. It is you and I. Yeah? So there is this guy. One of the original definitions of economics was by a man named Sir James Stewart in 1776. And he said that the economy could be understood as the art through which we provide for all of our families and society's needs. Yeah? So think about how different that work of art looks in each of our families, in each of our communities. How our roles as caregivers, as friends, as farmers, as cooks, as entrepreneurs, or as workers, they're all equally valid and they're equally important because they are the methods by which we provide for one another the things that we want. So Stewart goes on to say that the purpose of economics and economic policy, because at the time they were not thought of as different in any way, is twofold. The first purpose of economics is to ensure that every single person in society is able to have their basic needs met. Yeah? And that you've built a system which is stable and secure enough that there is no threat that these people are going to be pushed back into poverty. And the reason for this is because he believes that if our basic needs are met, then this is the foundation for freedom, right? Because then we can really do what we want, not just what we need to do. And the second purpose of economics is to build a natural reciprocal system between us, where we produce and we exchange for the things that we want. Yeah? So I'd like you to take a minute and really think, it's 250 years later, if economics has really achieved these objectives. Yeah? Do we have a society where everybody has what they need? Is this economic system stable and dependable? And does our economic system really deliver the foundation so that we can do what we want? Yeah? I mean, for my case, I come from the United States, and we fail on all accounts. Yeah? We live in supposedly the richest country in the world, and tens and tens and tens of millions of people live in poverty. We've created such a fragile economic system that the choices of a couple of bankers literally led to the brink of global economic collapse. We have a system which is really good at creating wealth, but it also creates huge levels of job insecurity, of environmental degradation, of depression, of senses of isolation. And at least in my perspective, I don't believe that this is what I want the economy to be delivering. So it's easy for us to get really intimidated by economics, yeah? To see it as something that's just given, and then to really do our best to adapt to it, to get a better job, to find a better investment, or to buy a better product. But we have so much more power than that in this scenario. Because we make the economy. We are the economy. And therefore we have a right and responsibility to say what we want it to look like. So I really believe it's possible for us to build an economic system which is in line with our values. And I don't think it's that hard. It's just about incentivizing and rewarding the types of production which we find to be good, right? And taxing and regulating the things that we think are bad. It can be that simple. I really do believe that, right? So if you think that certain people have too much and other people don't have enough, well, then tax those people and give it to the people who don't have enough. If you really believe that having self-sufficiency in terms of food is important, then let's incentivize the local farmers. If you really believe that corporations have gained too much control, let's regulate that. And if you really think, for example, that teachers or mothers or water or anything is of true value, then let's reward that. There's no reason why diamonds, which have little purpose, should be worth so much more than water, which is the source of all of life. We have that power. So this is real economics to me. And I believe that these decisions are the foundations of the economy we live in. So although economists are very smart, yeah, and they have been very good at making this seem so technical and complicated, that people who really want to make the world a better place immediately disengage, you know, and sort of are repulsed by the discipline. If we do disengage, I honestly believe that all this means is that only a few elite people's interests and values are being represented. Because those are the foundations for what we incentivize, what we regulate, and what we tax. So next time you hear about a trade deal or minimum wage regulation or tax legislation, I just ask you not to recoil. Because I promise you that your own common sense is so much more useful in terms of solving these issues than any of the economic models or theories that are being presented by economists. I guess what I'm really trying to ask of you today is if we really do understand that we are the economy, then we know we can change it. And if we change it, we change the world.